Do you remember what your hands can do? Grab a needle and thread, and let's sew together. Let's learn to love this tiny little helmet for your hands, also known as a thimble. In this short tutorial, I want to talk to you about how to use one and how to just make it feel more comfortable and less awkward. So, as you can see, I just put my thimble on the middle finger of my dominant hand. I'm right-handed, but if I was left-handed, I'd put it on this finger. Now, the tricky thing is that it actually doesn't fit me very well in my left hand because my right hands are slightly bigger. This is crucial when it comes to finding a thimble, is that the fit is vital. You cannot find a thimble that is just like a one-size-fits-all situation. It actually has to be the right size. When it comes to size, you want it to fit snugly on your finger. You want it to have almost like a tackiness to it, but not so tight that it restricts any kind of blood flow into the hand. And when you go like this, you shake it vigorously, it doesn't actually come off. So it's kind of a delicate balance. So this is a silver thimble that I got at Colonial Williamsburg. They sell these silver thimbles in their gift shops. I also have this silver thimble, which I purchased from an antiques dealer. Now this is kind of the tricky thing, is that you do have to try them on. And so I find that this silver thimble is slightly smaller than this one. And so sometimes it's nice to have a slightly bigger or slightly smaller one depending on the season, because obviously in the summertime my hands swell, in the wintertime they are less swollen. You can also find brass thimbles for sale. You can find just kind of cheap like aluminum thimbles. You can make your own thimble. You can wear a leather thimble. I am so accustomed to wearing a metal thimble at this point that I don't even feel it. So if I can get used to this awkward, weird contraption, so can you. What I recommend doing is when you find one that fits, don't take it off. Like seriously, don't take it off unless you're like sleeping or like taking a shower or using the restroom. But other than that, wear it all day, every day, because eventually, like a watch, you're not going to feel it anymore. So that's step one, finding one that fits and then wear it all the time so it starts to feel like part of your hand. As it relates to hand sewing, I take my needle, I pinch it with my thumb and my forefinger, and then I curl my middle finger in so that it actually is going to engage with the back of the needle. You can see that right there, how it engages there. So that's another thing you want to get used to, is actually holding your hand more like this. Curl your hands in just enough so that this will be primed and ready to then push this through. So we've got our hands poised in order to hold our needles like this. So that's the first thing. Now that we have our lines drawn on our fabric, let's practice using our thimble for real. So I use my non-dominant hand to stabilize the fabric, and then my dominant hand to actually hold this needle and then push it through the fabric. And so I'm going to have my hands pressing against the table, or if I'm using my lap, I'm gonna have my hands pressing against my lap, and I'm gonna dip my needle gently into the fabric, and then with my non-dominant hand, gently rock that fabric up, and the needle is then going to engage with the fabric. And all in one, my fingers are gonna gently kind of push the needle through, and then the thimble is actually gonna come behind it. The thimble is going to push the needle almost through the fabric, and then right before, I'm gonna then pick it up again with my thumb and my forefinger and pull this up, and that knot will now lock into place. So I'm gonna do another stitch like that. I'm gonna push the needle down into the fabric and then rock it up again, pushing all the way through with the thimble finger, picking it up again with my thumb and forefinger, and pulling it through. It's actually a quite subtle motion. Get used to the notion of dipping the needle down into the fabric, up again, and then following it up with that thimble. So it's needle in, fabric kind of rocking, pushing it with a thimble and picking it back up again. And so essentially what we're doing is that this technique is very efficient and you can go very fast with it. And it's not so much the thimble that makes this happen, but it's the fact that you can't really get up to speed and really get cranking without having that protective layer on your hand. So that's really what it comes down to. Something else I want to mention is that I do have my palm kind of facing my work as I'm using this. And there you are at the end of the work. So I'm just going to do a back stitch just to kind of lock that fabric in place. But seriously, thimbles are great. They do take time to practice, but that's what hand sewing is, right? It's a practice. And trust me, again, if I can learn how to use a thimble, so can you.